Percy the Green Engine had been repaired after his recent accident on Daisy's trial. He felt new again. The engines were pleased to see him come again, especially Thomas, Daisy, and Toby. But Daisy still had a shed to live in, and she wouldn't be staying in the carriage shed with Annie and Clarabelle and Henrietta again. Soon enough, Percy came home. Thomas and Toby welcomed him and told him all about Daisy. "It's good to be home," replied Percy. "What would I do without some sleep?" Soon their crews went home, and they were all asleep, but not for long. As the nights went on, the roads were busy. But that evening, a pair of dark figures came into view. They arrived at the sheds in search for equipment. When no one was looking, they snuck inside. Inside, a bunch of noise was heard. The engines woke next morning feeling cold. "Where have our windows gone?" cried Percy. "They could have gone smashed," suggested Thomas. "Or taken," recommended Toby. "Last night I heard a racket in there." Thomas and Percy were dismissive. Percy, on the other hand, was suspicious. He ran off to the harbor. "Never mind, boys," said his driver. "At least it can't get any worse tonight." But I'm sorry to say that it did. The next morning turned out worse than ever. When the engines discovered the sheds, "Oh dear," exclaimed Thomas. "What's ever happened to our doors?" Their drivers became suspicious. "This is a state of emergency," they said. "We'll have to keep an eye on who's taking this stuff and why. You three will set up a trap." Percy was confused. "What's a trap?" His driver explained. "A trap is something that helps us see if someone has been stealing from us." "Like a dog stealing your clothes," laughed Thomas. And they listened carefully as their drivers explained the plan. "We'll need James' part of it too," suggested Toby's driver. Soon the plan was arranged. James had collected some vans from the other side of the railway with special equipment, and he was on his way to the sheds. He arrived importantly to the sheds. Soon, with the trap in place, the engines were soon asleep. Their drivers were huddled in their cabs in order for anyone to come in so they could sneak up and capture them. The engines waited and waited, but no one came. Percy was beginning to think no one was coming either. He waited and waited. At last, his eyes were closing when suddenly he heard a loud noise. "What was that?" he cried. "Driver," Thomas called. "See if you can find out what's happened." Their drivers agreed and headed off to the shed. When they shined their light, they could hardly believe their eyes. In the shed were two strange, dark figurines holding equipment that looked like from the shed. Percy had solved the mystery. Soon the men were led away by the constable. Sir Topham Hatt came to see the engines. He first spoke with Thomas and Percy, then to Percy. "I am really proud of you, Percy," he said kindly. "You were really brave enough to lay an eye on those thieves." Percy beamed happily. He felt he could never have been so brave. But I think he did. Do you?